Yaoi Maestra. My name is Isaac Araujo. This is my Cajita Project. I am a graduating senior at CC Channel Islands, and I will present to you a lot of significant things that represent me, and especially a lot of culture-related things that have happened to me, and things that are still influencing me in my life today. So one of the things I want to talk about for Quetzalcoatl is the knowledge that I've received, especially coming into Channel Islands. Right here, I have a symbol of Xochitl. This to represent you, Maestra, because you're one of the biggest influences of, how do I say, people who have shown your knowledge, or you have given me your precious knowledge for me to pass down, and I'll talk furthermore on that. But a lot of things that I've known now wouldn't have learned if not for you. And another one is I made one right here, masa, a lot larger for two different reasons, but another was because this is the tonali of my madrina. She's also my aunt as well. But this holds a lot of meaning to me because she recently passed away. Hence, the tonali was the day of the day that she passed away. And just recently, we had very good connections. Just that she was one of the few that knew about our indigenous culture. Neither my mom or my dad knew about it. So we did get along well, and she did show me a lot of things I didn't know about my heritage and my people. But especially things that I learned now, especially came from you because I would have learned nothing about danza and the indigenous culture in general. And for Tezcatlipoca, I placed right here. I placed Let me see here. Oh, so it's a lot of one of the main challenges that I've been facing is finances in terms of affording, to go to school, and a lot. I mean, money has been an issue all around. Whether my family needs it or I need it, it has been a huge distraction because in the end, a lot of things that are involved in my life require me to pay like rent and bills. But I've learned, not only in this class but in life, through a lot of significant events that money doesn't really count because it's all materialistic. That for me, I value my time, hence the keep of the time here because there's only so little left. So I just try to have a good time because I know I'm not here for a long time. And right here, I placed for my multiple perspectives here, I placed a brain with multiple eyes because coming to college or even actually in high school as well, like I wasn't very open minded, and a lot of things have happened. A lot of tolerance went up, and so especially one of the things that have kind of get me and wasn't an influence for me to be one sided was religion, which I placed right here, coming out of the hand, which I'll explain later. But the cross religion, I was born into it because both my parents were raised Roman Catholic. Hence, it was a culture thing as well because when I visited El Salvador, I want to say 8 years ago, both my grandparents, may they rest in peace, were Catholic as well. So it kind of passed down, but there was a lot of indifferences that I found in the religion, and especially one thing that I learned from you was that there was a lot of evil. There was a lot of horrible things that they've used, kind of like on the dark side of the religion because they don't explain that, at church or in the Bible, but they kind of, just be one sided, and then the one side is mostly the good, but learning what they have done to use religion for their advantage is very horrible. Hence the multiple perspectives that I placed here because it's definitely good for me to learn a lot of new things and to be tolerant about it because now I am an open-minded person, and I value that because it makes me more of a friendly person around the world and to other people who are different. And so for Xipe Totec, the transformation as well as the multiple perspectives, but in general, a lot of this culture, this drawing here in the background just to show, holds a lot of meaning because from one artist to another, like there's a lot of creativity that has to come into place, and nobody really likes to just copy and trace another one's ideas, but definitely adapted it, and I thank you for that because a lot of the art that you have done for others and to tell stories of significant things about you and the culture that we all share as one, it's definitely changed my ways of seeing things and to be more acceptable and more open to learning. And that's another thing that I like is I like to learn a lot because it's the knowledge that I keep, but not for myself, but hopefully to pass down to others. And for Huitzilopochtli, the will to act, I placed here again to explain the symbol of Matzat to be a lot larger is it's also the tonali of my niece, my first niece who was born, and the tonali is the day of her birthday, and she holds a lot to me, not just through blood, but because my sister has shown a lot of the knowledge that is similar to the way you're teaching us and other students, because it teaches a lot about the indigenous cultures that she should know, especially being young. It's very beautiful. In Oregon, which is where they live, one of my sister's best friends got married and received a beautiful ceremony from danzantes. And in the little video, whenever we have the time, but in the video it shows my niece. You know, she's only 2 years old, but she's already dancing to it, and it's beautiful because she doesn't know that her uncle was once a danzante at the school, which is another thing that I placed here is the hand over the fire because it's something that is new to me and nobody really likes change. Hence, the fire, which is it can hurt a little, but to me it's more of trying something new, and not only that, trying something that was part of my heritage and my culture that I never knew because it was blocked by something that I was like hypnotized and just grew into because religion, not to be biased or anything, but through history it's shown that it's just blocked the culture that we had. So the fire not only symbols what I'm reaching, but just to show, it also shows what I'm covering. It's a little fire, but it is the fire that's inside me, and it's the fire that I wish to protect at all costs because in the end, this is the fire that represents who I am, and it's something that should not die out because this is a part of me, and it shouldn't change for anyone. So just to show more around, I decorated a lot inside. The symbol right here, I researched through it. I know some of these dates, I tried my best to get it accurately, but this one right here carried out. This is actually it's my niece's birthday, and on the other side is the passing of my godmother. So in the background, I incorporated this from the flag from my parents' nation, El Salvador. But I incorporated a lot of incredible things that our culture shares as one. For Tochli, I placed a rabbit. This was the tonali that you gave to me 4 years ago from yourself and Maestro Jaime, which was intriguing to me because I had no knowledge of any of this at all, which is why I hold it deeply because very few people know about it and should be shared. The tree here symbolizes, I found this kind of style of art, but one thing that people don't know is that I'm a counselor as well, a seasonal counselor for at-risk youth from different areas, but our focus is to guide them to find better paths, not the way that we see it, but better ways for them to reach out for help and to change their ways into a more positive manner because many of these teenagers they face a lot of issues, whether it's gang related issues or domestic violence or abuse, sometimes suicide, and just a lot of issues that they face at a young age. But our goal is to guide them into a proper manner that allows them to grow into future leaders, not just for America, but for the nation and nations in general. So why not share the knowledge that you have passed to me into the future of this world? So I thank you again for sharing just the knowledge that you've given me. It's never ending, and that's one thing I love because I want to take advantage of the time that I have here just to learn more and to pass it down to the future. So to conclude, I just want to thank you and thank everyone who's watching this. I really appreciate the time, and I hope to see you soon. And thank you again. Tlazo Kamatli.